Oh, he is one of People Magazine's sexiest men alive. He stars in the hit TV series CSI New York, and he's known the president since they were classmates back at Harvard. And next week, this best-selling author's third book will be released. There it is, called The Conversation. The author is Harper. We're going to have a conversation with him this morning. Classmates of the president. I don't know what to say. You just hang in there. You keep working hard, and one day your career is going to take off too, like President Obama's did. Hang in there, Hill. Good morning.
I'm working as hard as I can, TJ.
Good to see you. You all right this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well here as well. This book, this is your third now, The Conversation. This is about relationships. And people are supposed to take advice about relationships for a single guy, from a single man. Now, why should they be listening to you?
The book is written from a single man's perspective. That's kind of the whole point. You know, anecdotally, I have so many of my friends that are single, both men and women, and I just started to think about it, and I was like, what is that about? And then I started to get hit with some real more serious data points. Like for instance, in 1966, over 84% of African American children being raised in two-parent households. Fast forward to 2006, that number dropped to 31%. Another data point is that 70% of black professional women are single. And I really started to ask myself, okay, anecdotally, all my friends say they want to be in great relationships, but very few of them are. And then we have these numbers that are hard data. I just wanted to say, what's going on? And then I, as a single man, look at myself in the mirror and say, well, am I part of the problem? And
are you? Did you figure it out? Are you?
Yeah. Yes, I am. And that's what I figured out. And we talk about it in the book. The book's called The Conversation. And the whole idea is I went out and interviewed hundreds and hundreds of people from who had been married 70 years on down, and divorcees, single people, et cetera, to talk about these issues and talk about things. Now, I understand that there's a new relationship development in your life, which is very exciting, so you're not part of the statistics that I'm talking about.
I'm not trying to be a part of the problem anymore, obviously, here. Yes, I'm trying to be a part of the solution here. And we're going to pull up a quote here that it's from the book that kind of hits on what you're talking about. It says, if we don't start addressing the issues between black men and black women, we will bear witness to the destruction of the black family. I won't stand by and be silent. Now, the destruction of the black family, you mentioned some of those statistics just a second ago. How close are we to that destruction that you speak of? And if something's not done, we will see it.
Well, we're close just in terms of building family relationships, and if we see if the trend continues over the past 40 years, if you see a decline in two-parent households in a distinct community, and that trend continues, then we are ostensibly bearing witness to the extinction of the familial unit. Now, if we compare that to other distinct groups in the country, for instance, with Asian American children, well over 80% are being raised in two-parent households. With Latino American children, nearly 70% are being raised in two-parent households. With African American children, it's almost 31%. And so that's a huge difference. So we have to ask ourselves, what's going on? And for me, I just wanted to start digging up and investigating solutions.
Now, how I guess that statistic there about the black women. I mean, everybody you should want an educated professional woman, but there's 70% of these educated professional black women, as you said, that are still single. Now, what result did you find? I mean, I guess what was your conclusion there? Because we know all sitting around the dinner table or out at night or whatever it may be, have this conversation about black women always talking about they can't find a good man.
Well, you know, you're absolutely right. So we hear that it's almost as a mantra. You know, I can't find a man. I can't. They're not out there, and you know, there's all these problems in finding a good guy with a job, et cetera. And you know, to be honest, what I started to find is that the women that I interviewed that would say those things, that's almost like they were speaking them into existence. If you would say that, then that would be your reality. There was a whole other set of women that would say, you know what, there's some great guys out there. There's great people, and they attract that. So it's almost that you attract what you say. And you know, this book is not investigative, serious study. It's a fun relationship book. It's a fun read. It's not trying to be some type of social anthropological treatise. You know, it's a fun relationship book that's different than other relationship books because it's written for both men and women. Most relationship books out there are written exclusively for women.
But it sounds like, just like that, almost, I don't want to say it's a myth, because sure, there's some knuckleheads out there who are guys out there, no doubt about it, but still, are so much of this just almost myths that we continue to perpetuate in a lot of ways, and if you think it, you believe it, and it will be so.
Well, I have a chapter in there called He Say, She Say, and there's so much stuff that's just said as if it's almost truth, and it astounds me But our reality is that if you actually go out into the world and you speak your truth into the world, and I think come into life and come at life with a really positive, open spirit, those are the types of individuals you'll attract. And I'm sure that since you're newly engaged, you can attest to that, and congratulations.
I absolutely can, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate that congratulations. And I want to hit on one point here. I'm going to let you go, but this goes to the point we were talking about, and I'm not going to say her name, but a good friend of mine, Rachel. She's watching this right now. She sends a text that says, tell the CNN viewers I'm smart, cute, and single. I'm a single black woman, and flash my picture up on the screen quickly. This is exactly what you're talking about. One of those professional women who's having a tough time finding a guy, and she's putting her plea in right now on the air.
Well, absolutely. Well, part of what I'm going to try to do as I travel around the country doing book signings and things is actually, even at the book signings, bring people together. Announce who's single, what's going on.
Well, I guess I won't belong at that book signing, so I'll skip it then. Hill, good to see you. We'll see you when you get here to Atlanta. You have a good Labor Day weekend, all right?
Thanks, TJ. You as well.
All right, see you, buddy.
So, yeah, I guess what we got out of that is he says the ladies need to come to the book signing when he's in town in Atlanta, and the ladies need to say, they are there, they are there. Some ladies out there, I'm sure, are just thinking, but it's not that easy.
It's interesting to hear that you attract that if you just believe, well, maybe he's going to be a bozo. If you have that in your mind, that's an interesting way to put it.
Yep, it's all in the mindset.
It's in the mindset and what you might attract. So
great interview.
Good. It's a good conversation to have. Name of the book, The Conversation.